Adventure Time, Season 2, 26 episodes. My favourite was the Season 2 premiere. It came from the Nightosophere, my worst is storytelling. Let's get into it. Oh, shit. Whoa. Calm down. Calm down, man. Calm yourself. Take a breather. Episodes I found decent. The Eyes, in which a creepy horse dressed up by Ice King is trying to find out how Finn and Jake are always happy, and it was just a bit creepy, a bit unsettling. Just didn't really find it too much funny. I did like the ending towards the end of the episode where Jake just gives the horse, or Finn rather, gives the horse a kick up the arse, which is pretty funny. Slow Love, the episode in which a slug tries to find love. Yeah, I'm great. I'm a lyrical genius, mate. Slug finding love, genius. Can't wait to put that in the second album, my sophomore album. Slow Love though, a slug trying to find love, but ends up finding love with a bunch of snails. Until they find out that these snails were bullshitting and lying. They are, in fact, slugs. It was okay, Nice little romance story for a character that we're probably never going to see that much at all. Power Animal, in which Finn gets trapped and Jake is torn between the party and saving his friend, and he has to go to the party god, which is disembodied wolf's head, and he saves the day through the only way he knows how, partying. The Other Tarts, which is the bank robbing episode, pretty decent episode overall. Decent bit of humour, not much to it though. Her Parents, which introduces Lady Rainicorn's English-speaking parents, despite Lady Rainicorn herself being in fluent Korean. Pretty well done episode. Had some good stakes to it, with the whole dog Rainicorn war, except her parents actually loves Jake because he's a dog, because a dog saved the Rainicorns in the war. It's a nice little episode, even if we're not going to see the Lady Rainicorn's parents at all. It's a nice little bit of character development in there. The Pods, an episode where these little cute piggies end up being the villains out of these three beans, because two of them ends up being ice cream and one of them ends up being like these cute piggies. And Finn and Jake have to stop these evil pigs, basically. The Real You, which is Finn, he tries on these glasses to be more smart because he's jealous of Princess Bubblegum's high intellect. So to have an equal intellect, Finn wears these glasses and he creates a black hole, and doing so he does eventually snap out of this smartness that he's just developed, and he goes into saving the black hole, which is pretty good. It was a nice little episode, nice little jab towards science, which is another a nice little science episode, and it's a pretty nice little. You could also use that season 1 quote, but alter it slightly. Science is just for turbo nerds who just can't handle how kick-butt reality is, which is fucking amazing. That was from the Daydream episode from the first season. That was really good. Susan Strong introduces Susan Strong, who would later appear in season 6, where we find out that she's a human, to very little fanfare, and then she'd also come back in season 8 miniseries Islands. In fact, she plays an integral part in Islands, as it establishes more of her backstory before she even landed in Go With Me, pretty good episode of Adventure Time. Go With Me is Marceline and Jake. They give Finn this advice to see a movie with bubblegum. One of them being romantic, and then the other being, you know, an action adventure kind of movie. And eventually Finn just decides, you know what, fuck this, I'm just going with Marceline as mates. And they obviously just, you know, they vomit inside when everyone just starts to snog because it's a romance movie. Story of my life right there. every time you go see a romance, there's always that one person that will just go, can I have the bin please? Blech. Fucking romance. Blech. Fucking romance. Good episode though, good decent episode. The limit in which these creatures end up pushing Jake to his limit, and Jake's stretchy powers are basically pushed as far as it can go. It is also the first of many instances where Jake potentially dies in the series, and the final episode on The Decent was Video Makers, in which Finn and Jake are trying to make a movie for their movie club, which is Lumpy Space Princess, Marceline, Princess Bubblegum, Cinnamon Bun, a lot of characters. One of them, Jake, wants it to be a rom-com, whilst Finn wants it to be action adventure, and eventually they all get into a big fight. And BMO makes this like cute little video of Finn and Jake, and tries to amend the friendship, and it's a beautiful song by BMO. Beautiful episode. Although it does have a couple of problems, you know, the whole movie, the whole story of it, you know, like the other characters in the movie club, Marceline, Bubblegum, like they didn't really have much of a say in this. It's just, we're doing it this way and we're doing it that way, and whether you don't like it or you do like it, then cool, or fuck off, basically. That's basically it. The episodes I did like was the season 2 premiere. It came from the Nightosophere. Fucking amazing episode. Introduces Hunt and Abadir. Great song in the episode as well, sung by Olivia Olson. And it sees the slaughtering of Hunt and Abadir for a while, because he does return. Pretty damn good episode though. Really fucking good season premiere. Probably the best season premiere of Adventure Time. Loyalty to the King, which is another Ice King, wants to flirt with all the princesses, kidnap the princesses, fakes being a quote-unquote nice king through a shaved beard. And yeah, in the end, Finn and Jake stop the Ice King as always. Crystals have power, which ends up, we finally find out what happened to Tree Trunks from the season 1 episode, Tree Trunks. In which she bites into this crystal apple and is become one with the crystals, and basically works for these crystal guards, and they end up kidnapping Finn. Are you bad guys? No, we're good. Well, come with us. Knocks the shit out of him, brings him. It was fucking some good humour, and I loved the crystal aesthetic. It was crystal aesthetic. Or aesthetic, whatever. It was fucking gorgeous. Aesthetic. That's a beautiful ass. That could be described to a lot of camp models, to be fair. That's a beautiful. You've got a beautiful aesthetic. I love the assets on that. Fuck. Beautiful. The Chamber of Frozen Blades is a beautiful little episode. That was the one where basically the ninja episode. It reminded me a lot of the season 8 premiere of South Park. To be fair, with where obviously everyone. I mean, come on, let's fight in love. Let's fight in love. It's that episode. That episode of South Park. It's basically that episode of South Park, but but Adventure Time's version, and no one gets hit in the eye with a shuriken. That's what it is, and it's a beautiful, beautiful, well done episode. I really enjoyed it. The Silent King, that was the one where Finn becomes this leader of a goblin clan, and he tries to be this rightful, good-hearted king, but they all just find punishment in spanking. I can relate to that. I can definitely relate to that. It was a good episode though, and it wasn't just because of the spanking humour, it was some other stuff. I liked the character development for Finn to be this like lawful, good-hearted person, despite being a king. Guardians of Sunshine, the first different style animated episode of Adventure Time, obviously inspired the A Glitch is a Glitch in season 5, in which Finn and Jake go into BMO because they always wanted to be in a video game. Stereotypical cartoon-centered story, they wanted to be in a video game. Adding a lot of references to video games, extra lives, video game bosses, how to beat them, etc. Guides, all that stuff. It was a pretty good episode though, really well done, and I liked seeing the 3D aspect. It was cool. Next episode, Death in Bloom, fantastic episode. Finn and Jake want to save Princess Bubblegum's plant, so they go to the Adventure Time equivalent of hell to go to see Death and try and bring it back, but Jake's personality, much like in the Daydream episode, gets taken away and his memories are gone. Finn has to save Jake through a singing contest against Death, and it's also responsible for the amazing fart joke. You know, you gotta be really, really quiet, and then just a fart, and then just, yeah, that's the episode. That's the episode right there. Belly of the Beast, that was the episode in which Finn and Jake tried to get all these bears out of this belly of this. They tried to get all this out of this beast, but they all love it and they all like to party inside of it, but they end up, you know, getting kicked out of the belly of the beast. But the bears want to be back in the beast because they love partying in the beast. They just have this weird comfort in partying inside of a beast's digestive system, because why not? And the final 2 episodes I liked was what should have been the season 2 finale, but it didn't because of a scheduling error. Mortal Folly and Mortal Recall, which is beautiful episodes. Great humour, great in everything. Introduces the Lich, expands on the world building and the lore and mythology behind Adventure Time. And honestly, if season 1 was where you probably gave up on, and I wouldn't blame you, do get into the series by the 2nd season, because season 2 will actually fucking get you invested in this series, in my opinion. This is where Adventure Time goes from being, you know, a normal kind of SpongeBob Flapjack style of comedy into a fantastic show that shows how big Adventure Time would become, you know, how big the fandom will get, how big it would have on an influence on Cartoon Network, etc. Fucking amazing 2-parter. Fucking love the Lich as a villain. And I love the end where they potentially killed off Bubblegum, but they just bring her back as a 13-year-old, which is great for Finn, but not great for the Ice King.